Hello, sexy souls. Happy retrograde. um, Hope you're all doing really good. Anyone that is new, this is the Raven Tarot, and my name is Joey. Just before we start, if you would like a personal reading, I'm doing 30-minute readings for £30, and the link to all of that information is down below in the description box. Also, if you want, you can go follow me on Instagram. Even what's good for people, sometimes people just like to message me on Instagram inquiring like time frames and things like that, and that's fine with me as well. If you want, you can go message me on Instagram about anything. Okay, so it is morning time on a Sunday, and I am supercharged and ready to go. So this reading today is all about what you need to do for yourself to attract love. Just please remember this is a general reading, and the messages that don't make any sense to you, try not to make sense of them. Okay, so let's begin. Go ahead and choose one of the three piles. This is pile number 1, 2, and 3. And if you're not sure, just pause the video, and yes, we will now get started with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. So this is the first part of your reading. So I'm just going to start off with kind of trying to pick up what I'm getting here. Right, with this energy here, I'm feeling like if maybe there has been talks about changing a career or moving location, but from this energy here, I feel like maybe someone has been saying maybe you need to go maybe you need to meet new people in a new city, or someone might have been getting in your head telling you like, oh, you're not going to meet you're not going to meet the one here around this town. All the men or women here are like this way or that way. So I feel like that's kind of what is going on. But I have a feeling that you are very comfortable where you are in your job, in your career. And yeah, I feel like with the 6 of Swords here that you might be going some kind of spiritual transition. So maybe you've just also left a relationship with this energy here, and now you're like, I'm doing better on my own. I am independent and I am doing great in my career. Yeah, because there's a bit of unfinished business here as well, with something, and I'm not sure what that is. So this needs to be cleared up here, because in order for you to be able to move on, first of all, you're in your comfort zone. So you, with this energy here, it's like someone who's quite stubborn, they're comfortable, they don't want to move. And also I'm seeing here, there's, with this energy, with the 6 of Swords being reversed, there is something that is asking you to move, but you need to evaluate yourself and realize what it is. With that energy as well, it's like there's something that you need to figure out about yourself that you need to change. So whatever that is there some kind of a belief that you have that maybe that everyone should just come towards you and you shouldn't have to go towards them? Is that some kind of a belief that you have? Or is there a kind of behavior pattern, like when people approach you, do you kind of not acknowledge that they might be even flirting with you or admiring you? Because I feel like you do have a lot of people like secretly kind of admiring you, but you're not noticing the signs. Because for me, it's like you're too content and you're not really bothered about like, as well with this Page of Cups reversed, it's kind of saying as well like are you sure you want to attract love? Kind of like, because you're not really putting in a lot of effort. That's what the universe is kind of trying to say. You're leaving people here in the cold. People are trying to come in, but you're just not really accepting them in a way. So just try and push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Do things that you normally wouldn't really do, because it's kind of time for you with this energy. I'm looking at it. It's kind of like, okay, now it's time for you to evolve in some aspect, because yes, you've gotten to a really good point in your life, and it could be career, or it could be even you look really good. Maybe you have lost weight, or you've even just toned up and got a lot more like lean. That could be for some of you, but it's just like, okay, that part of your life is great. Now you need to move in a different direction. Basically, as well, is there some conflict with someone? Is there someone who's trying to, if there's someone who has a relationship and there's an ex trying to communicate or resolve something, that needs to maybe be done. With the Page of Cups here, and it's kind of saying you're being a bit immature about it, like just hear them out or whatever. And again, with the King of Pentacles, it's like you're being stubborn. You don't want something to move forward, and in order for things to move forward, it's because you don't want to go into the past. So whatever that is, whoever this person is, you need to resolve things with them or learn the lesson. Maybe you don't even, some of you might not need to communicate with them like proper, like full on communication, but you need to communicate that with yourself, saying like, okay, listen, I need to get over that. That happened, but I will not allow this to reflect into my next relationship or anything. Like, you don't want the same kind of people coming after you. But I see that you're very disciplined, and you're that business leader type. You're very good at discipline, and you're sometimes that's fine in the work life over here, but in your own life you need to not be too hard on yourself. Let yourself like steer a little out to the right or left or whatever. Just, you don't have to always focus on going straight. You can, turn a corner, see what's around there. Okay, just turn that corner. Be a bit more free-spirited, kind of, when it comes to like things like that. I also see like, even like when you communicate with people or anyone that is of interest, with this Five of Pentacles, it's kind of like saying what you need to do is you need to just get out of the house, or even not be afraid to go and meet people, because I feel like you're kind of like, the idea of going out and dating someone and going on a date to a nice fancy restaurant, you get to the restaurant, you turn the corner and you're like, why did I do this? I don't want to do this. And you're like, oh, like, I feel like you've got this kind of negative idea about what it's like to go on dates. It's almost like maybe you haven't done it in a while and now you're wanting to do it, but you have this like, oh, it's so shit, I don't want to do that, I hate dating or whatever. Just really like ask yourself, what have you got to lose? That's the main thing here. Just like, what have you got to lose? Just go out and try it. Because this card is someone who is isolated, who is alone. Either you're at home all the time with the door locked, or when you do go out, you don't really approach people because you're kind of feeling like, oh, sorry for yourself in a way, but you're confident. But it's just like with this, it's like you're not confident to approach people that you're attracted to, and that's why maybe you also are feeling a bit isolated at times. And it's also to do with this Page of Cups energy here. Like, you need to just swallow your pride and you need to just reach out and like communicate with people. This card's all about reaching out to people. So if you, it's not that you're doing well in your career, so this isn't to do with money. This is about like physically, like reaching out and being a bit more flirtatious, and I don't know, making a move, like in that sense. That's what it's all about. So you need to let go of your fear of rejection, because with this Page of Cups, you're thinking a bit too much sometimes. I mean, you're being a bit over dramatic about rejection and being like, oh, what if I do that, or if I say that, then they're going to think this. And it's kind of in a way, it's really confusing because you seem really confident, but then you also have insecurities, and I think that's where that bossy kind of good leader kind of comes in, because a lot of leaders are really good in their careers, but then in their relationships, that's where they lack, because they lack the side of them that's empathetic, because this is a little bit of dramatic kind of energy when it comes to like communicating with someone that you love. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's kind of like you're overthinking it. You're overthinking things that you're gonna say wrong when, like, just go for it. Also, I feel like when you talk to people as well, you overshare about certain aspects of your life as well too soon. So when I say go for it, I mean go for it and be calm, be natural. And I know I'm saying like some of you might be afraid of rejection or whatever, but you're also going too much. You're panicking. Like the only reason people are maybe not feeling the vibe with you is because you're someone that comes across as vulnerable in a relationship in some way or another, and it's because you're like, oh, this person cheated on me, or I had a really rough childhood, or you're saying like you go on a first date and the first thing you say is like, oh, trauma, and they're just like, oh, God, no. Do you know what I mean? So just think about the kind of conversations that you're having and be natural. That's all I really feel for this, is just be natural about it. Okay? I'm gonna move next. I'll just put them here actually. So hold on, that was reversed. I have it flipped upside down. We have the Chariot reversed. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have Judgment reversed. And we have the Sun reversed. Okay. So this kind of energy here is telling me that you need to just stop and take a moment and think about what it is that you really want in your life. What kind of partner you want. Because if you're someone who likes to just hook up and then that's it and be like, oh, that was fun, now it's done. You need to now think on like, right, don't make a move on someone if you don't see it going anywhere further. With this Seven of Wands, you need to start respecting yourself and saying, no, listen, you want me, you have to do all of these things that I am saying. I am standing up for myself. Things are about to change, and I'm going to make sure that I am slowing down and choosing the people that I want to choose, the people that I want. So literally laying down the law, saying, I don't want a person like this because that reminds me of my ex. I don't want a person like that because that reminds me of my father. I don't want a person like that because it reminds me of my dog. Not your dog, obviously. Dogs are amazing. But you get what I'm saying. You need to now list the things that weren't working out for you before and saying, listen, Linda, I am going to stand up for myself. So it's kind of more firm energy, and it's a bit more of being hard to get. But I'm saying go out there, don't be too vulnerable, but lay down the law, la la la. So this is a very confusing pack. But take whatever resonates, because this energy is kind of your thoughts about relationships is kind of what's the point? And that's probably why you're at that point, is because you have so much you have to work on. So basically what I'm seeing here with the Chariot is don't just hook up with someone for the sake of hooking up with someone. And you also might get some kind of also, I feel like other people's opinions, you shouldn't necessarily go with what other people have to say about things. And say for example, something doesn't really work out the way you want it, or you might think that you've said something or you've upset them or something. Don't just go because the going gets tough. Don't be that Chariot. Don't just move on to the next one. You get what I mean as well? It's not like you're just having random hookups, but as well, in a sense, if something does go wrong, kind of think, well, what is it that bad, or can I fix it? That's kind of what this is telling me. It's don't just leave when the going gets tough. Okay? And once you're committed as well, are you going to be listen, okay, I am fully committed and you better be too? That's the kind of energy I'm getting from the Seven of Wands. And you may also have an increase in people that are a bit negative towards the new you. If you end up changing these things about yourself, people will kind of start to look at you and be what happened with you? Why are you so different? You never were that picky before, kind of making you feel oh, you were somewhat of a easy target, anyone could just hook up with you and blah 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 blah. That's that kind of energy. You're going to have people and you're going to be no, I don't want that. I want people to respect me and listen to what I have to say. That's that kind of energy, and that's what you need to do. You need to be more strict with yourself, and also you need to be not with yourself. Don't be so strict with yourself. Be strict with others, and what you allow to come towards you, and what you don't allow. Then we have the Judgment and the Sun reversed here. I really feel you need... It's kind of Judgment and the Sun reversed. It's kind of you need to really make a life-changing decision on what you want to do with everything that I've just said, basically. This is kind of our oracle cards for the day, okay? What are you going to do about it? We have the Judgment reversed, the Sun reversed. Because over time you will start to have this Sun energy in reverse, and you'll start to get feeling more and more and more depressed, because the more you don't deal with what this judgment is trying to tell you, what you need to learn, what is your lesson, how you need to be more kind to yourself. Because I feel like it's sometimes you mightn't have that much respect for yourself in some ways as well. But that's why this is reversed. This isn't telling me if you don't realize and stop getting insecure about never meeting someone, you will never meet someone. That's kind of what the sun reversed is telling me. And you have the judgment is because it's like trying to say, listen, this is your thoughts. You're thinking this way, so can you just stop? But yes, that's all I'm kind of seeing. It just basically, this deck, go a little bit easier on yourself. And just stop and stop always working so hard as well. The Chariot is someone who's like, go, 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 go. But no, stop and think, what do I need to balance in my life? Okay, work's working, but yeah, now you need to think about this. You will attract someone in your life if you just let it happen. No, not if you just let it happen. But yeah, kind of in a way. But yeah, that's all I have for you, pile number 1. So I'm going to stop here and leave a comment down below if it resonated, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome. So let's see what you need to do in order to attract love. This is the first 4 cards, and then I'll pull another 4 cards in a minute. So kind of with this energy here is telling me that right now you are going through a phase that you keep going through. So something, for me, it seems like something new is coming into your life, and that could be anything. Because I really feel like you're starting some sort of new adventure with this like sunrise, and then things starting to come into balance again. And so it's kind of like, I feel like someone just running free through the gardens or through the fields there. And then with the 4 of Swords reversed, it's kind of saying you keep going into this like limbo, or not limbo but loop, where something changes and then you keep then making yourself get really close to exhaustion because you don't take enough time to look after yourself. Oh, sorry, I have to turn down that because it's an advert. Sorry. Sorry, there's no music now. So yeah, with the 4 of Swords reversed, I'm kind of feeling that, like, you wake up one day and you'll be walking down the street going to work, and you'll be, because I feel like this pile as well is doing, like, they're quite content at work. They're like, well, yeah, cool, but you're starting something new. So maybe you're moving to a new home or something, or you're moving to a new area where it's a little bit more quieter or something, and that's really good, and that's kind of bringing you back into balance again. So that's a good change for you. But what is happening is, over and over again, is you're not giving yourself time to rest. So I feel like, yeah, you're going to a place that's more quiet, or your environment is changing in a way where you're more relaxed, but then you're still constantly working hard and you're constantly not dealing with your own thoughts. So yeah, I feel like your environment, like, look at this, it's like the environment is amazing, but your thoughts and your own physical body is not. This for me is like someone who is like strapped up against the roof, like, and it's like trying to keep them in. It's like you constantly need to go and do things, or you constantly need to go and leave the house, or you're constantly busy and have so many things to collect. I don't know why I feel like you're constantly picking up things or collecting. And kind of here with this energy, what I see is with conversations here, I feel like you're bringing up a lot of the time So this is the same kind of as pile number 1. But are you bringing up things that people don't have interest in? So maybe when you're having conversations with the I was going to say the opposite sex, or even if you are same sex, whatever, just think about like, say for example, you're a female and you start bringing up things about a new makeup palette or whatever that's released, and it's like, oh my god, it's amazing or whatever. Just think about like what you're talking about. Like, do they have any interest in that? Or maybe it's just saying that you need to start listening to, like, asking like, what's your hobbies? Because this kind of energy is, and as well, it could be that you're talking about as well, that you're talking about your ex a lot, or past relationships a lot, or yeah, like, not in a bad way. It's kind of, for me, this part, it seems like, oh yeah, so with my ex, we went on holiday and we saw this amazing like firework show, or yeah, we used to go to Spain to this water park and it was amazing, and the water slides were amazing. Like, things like, it seems like you're talking too much about things that you've done with people in the past, and you need to now, if you want to move forward and make new memories with someone new, you need to stop either talking about work, or talking about the past, because it seems like your way of trying to impress people is to talk about things that you've done, or things that you're currently doing with this Eight of Pentacles, and things to try and make them proud. But the way I feel it, and the way I feel it is kind of making me kind of shiver. It's kind of like, oh, they're trying too hard to impress. So, well, I'm not sure. I'm not saying don't do that, but just think anymore that when you're talking, are you talking too much? Should you kind of slow it down a bit? That's kind of what I'm trying to say here. So we have the Knight of Swords, King of Cups. We have 5 of Cups and the Hanged Man. First of all, I want to start with this energy here. I really feel like this is like, either you've had maybe a parent that was kind of harsh on you, was always like, you need to do well in school and you need to do this and you're going to be a failure if you don't blah 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 blah. That's that kind of energy I get from this card all the time. So someone just constantly being like, not giving them any time to chill, which is probably why we have this card. You were brought up like, this isn't a time to just sit there and be lazy. This is a time to get up and go. That's kind of like the energy. So is there something like that's something that's kind of brought on a lot of insecurities, and that's why we have the Hanged Man in reverse as well here, because even though you were always maybe being pushed, or you felt like you needed to do things, sometimes you were very indecisive about a lot of things, and that's that kind of energy. I don't know, and then there's cups spilled here, and it's like, I need to be better, I need to be better. So that's something that you're insecure about, and that needs to change. For you to attract someone, you can't be insecure about these things, because it feels like you're constantly trying to impress people, but are you impressing yourself? Are you so yeah, I feel like the biggest thing here is you have a fear of doing something that you'll regret, or you're just sometimes you're disappointed. Like, look at the cups here; they're spilled on the ground, and it's like, oh God, it was an accident. I'm sorry. You're afraid of You're afraid of failure. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of failing in things. So that there's something that you can work on. Okay, Don't be afraid of failure, because that's why you're always putting things off, and you're like constantly not moving forward, or you're not doing things because you think it's gonna fail, or and that there will then kind of feed into relationships not working out because you don't expect them to work out. And that's the same as pile number one. It was the same kind of energy. Then we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the King of Cups. I felt you also might be someone who is a little bit bisexual. And I feel from these cards that you're not really expressing that as much. You're not really sure about how to go about it, okay? And I'm kind of feeling like you should maybe consider, like, I don't know, doing things you wouldn't normally do, like maybe going to a gay bar, and just seeing what the vibe is, because I feel like you're trying to sometimes too hard to find that specific kind of marriage material. But I feel like this pile, I feel like you're more up for the excitement. You're more up for someone who is like not I feel like the person that you need is someone who is the middleman. Like, he's not too... It's almost like having a best friend that lets you go out and enjoy yourself, but then at the same time, that's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract someone who lets you go out, but at the same time, they don't mind. They'll come out with you as well when you're with your friends. They give you space, because... And even that's what you need to look for as well, because the Knight of Swords versus the King of Cups, it's kind of two different energies. Knight of Swords is someone who's like constantly like going, like never around, always on the go, and like that kind of energy is something that I feel like you might have had before. You might have had partners that were like that, and I feel like now you're trying to marry someone that would be that King of Cups energy, and he's like, oh, la-di-da, I'm the best freaking man in the world here. That's kind of energy. So it's kind of like you're going from one extreme to the other, and all you need to do is you need to just find the middle ground on like what would be okay. Like, you maybe it's fine if he wants to go out with his friends, and maybe you get jealous, or that's something that you need to work on, but just what doesn't work for you is the two extremes. You don't want someone who's super, super affectionate, but you also don't want someone that's never there. So you need to work on how to maybe just writing down like personality traits that you would like them to have. Or just play The Sims 4. And I love playing The Sims 4, sorry. And choose personality traits and marry someone on The Sims 4. No, I'm joking. That is terrible. I'm sorry if you get my dark sense of humor. But I really think that you can, like, the biggest thing here is you have a lot of strength, and here is showing me like you've been through a lot, and you have a lot of like huge amount of power to do really well and succeed, because you've got that like the feeling I'm getting is like you're very like ballsy in a way. Like you're not afraid to be with either of these kind of energies. You're not afraid of it. Like, you'll try it, but you just seem to have never found someone that is the right fit. And the right fit is like, let me just pick. Let's see what the right fit is for you. I'm just going to shuffle. Hold on. Ooh. Oh my gosh. That's So we have the Page of Swords. Perfect. So again, some of you that are bisexual, I feel like you need to express that part of you. But as well with the Page of Swords, if you're not bisexual, I'm seeing that you need someone that is very silly. Okay, someone that is a bit silly and they're not afraid to crack jokes. You need someone that has got a really good sense of humor, and also I really feel like they also need to be there and be ready to fight for you as well. Like, so they're with you and they'll fight through things with you, but at the same time you need someone that, like, look at my sword, it's a bit too big here for me. Like a gimmick. So it's kind of like they've got a really kind of fun. It's more, this Knight of Swords is more serious, like and you just need someone that is basically, all you need is you need someone that's a bit of fun, but will be there and respect you and protect you with their big sword. Okay. But yeah, that's all I have for you, pile number 2. I hope this made sense and it wasn't too confusing. But yeah, let me know down in the comments down below, and I will see you all in the future. Goodbye. Hello, pile number 3. So this is the first 4 cards of what you need to do to attract love. So firstly, with the Hermit card here and the 4 of Pentacles, I really feel like you're kind of in a situation where you're stuck, that you don't have the money to go anywhere, or maybe just like you're not getting enough money from work and you really would like a change in your life and you're feeling spiritually drained. So I feel like it could be to do with work. You're definitely stuck, because I have the two of wands here. Like you seem like you know where you want to be in life, and you don't really know how you or when you're going to get there, but that's when you know that you'll be in a relationship with someone. So I kind of feel like maybe let go of the idea of meeting the one, because this, with the Hermit card here, it's kind of like you're like putting out that idea that you will only settle for the one. And I think that the reason you might be stuck here is because you need to meet other people as well for you to learn lessons, because you're being tied down, if you notice in that card. We also have the Death reversed here. So this is definitely telling me that there needs to be a massive ego death. you're kind of like thinking that you're being spiritual, but really you're speaking from ego, saying like just be careful about the things that you're saying and think, is this spiritual or am I actually talking from ego? Because I'm not sure. Okay. So just think about where can you go from here, because I do think that you need a change, but it's just kind of hard for you to make that change. Also, I have the Empress reversed. I hope as well that I'm picking that up, that some of you feel like you're running out of time and you want to have kids, or you feel like you already felt like at this age you would already have kids. That's another thing. You're putting out like, I need to meet someone I want to have kids. No, you need to meet someone because you need to meet, or not you need, you will meet someone because you were meant to meet them because you were ready. Not because you need. Okay. Let me see, is there anything else coming through here? Also, are you maybe someone that is afraid to leave home? Is that another thing why you feel stuck? Do you feel, is it because you've got security and you don't want to ever have to do things on your own? Is that something? Because with this Three of Wands, it's like you're not ready to explore because you have this thought about that. If you go there, that it's going to be really hard to find a nice apartment because it's so expensive, or maybe you're not going to move to the city, maybe you're going to move to the countryside, and you're going to be like, oh, what'll I do there? I'm going to be so bored. Like, what is what's the problem here? Because I'm not sure. Hold on. Now, when it comes to like talking to people that you find attractive, we have the Five of Wands reversed, and we also have the Ace of Swords reversed. So, my advice for you is I feel like you're in some way or another, you're thinking about things that you want to say but you're not ready to say. Because with the Ace of Swords, it's kind of like ready to communicate something with someone. There's something that you are keeping to yourself, and that needs to come out in the open. Is there something that you need to be able to tell someone, a secret about yourself, a dark secret, could be dark to you, with this kind of like keeping that dark side of yourself, and you're only showing that other side of you. What is it? So whatever that is, it's like, is it something to do with family? Is there someone in your family maybe that is sick? Or it's just something that you feel like is a bit like people won't understand, and that is another reason why you kind of don't like talking to people, because you know that you have to maybe bring up that conversation or that topic about something that you don't want to talk about. Also, I feel like people that you meet might even talk about going away, going somewhere and traveling, and there's something now linking up with this energy that I'm picking up, because I have a feeling that you don't necessarily know if you'll ever be able to leave or to go somewhere. Weird. I'm picking up that you might know you'll be able to attract love in where you are right now, in that, like, in your community or around that area. Because I didn't really feel like you needed to move, but also I'd feel like you didn't need to move to attract love, but I feel that there's something that is going to hold you back from being able to move on with your life once you meet someone that you love. So that's very weird energy I'm getting, but that's kind of, there's something you're having to juggle between two different energies here. Something like, do you have to have two jobs, or to pay the bills, or to look after someone, or is someone also kind of like manipulating you in a way? What is it? I'm not sure. But I do really feel like luck is coming on your side, and I think that things will start to get more positive towards Christmas. I think if you're worrying like Christmas and the end of the year, and like, oh, New Year is coming, and I don't really know, like, well, oh, it's gonna be the same shit again. Let me see what this Ace of Swords. You need to, if you have something. This is Tarot was just trying to tell me that with this Hermit card, this is someone who's went through something, or you've got a really like dark kind of secret, or you've got this really dark insecurity or something that needs to come out. This has to come out, because how are you going to find someone if you don't be openly honest at the beginning. And I feel like that's why you kind of, that's probably why we have this as well. It's kind of like, come on, you won't meet anyone unless you start to be comfortable with who you are as a person. Next I have the Ace of Wands reversed, and I have the Page of Pentacles reversed. And the Six of Pentacles. Are you an earth sign? I feel like with the Ace of Wands, it's kind of telling me that you're a bit insecure when it comes to things like getting intimate with someone. You're not really ready, or you're not sure, and I feel like you need to just, the universe is kind of saying like, oh, okay, this needs to change. Like, you need to be more flirtatious. This Page of Pentacles is someone who comes in, look, she's pulling the curtain back and she's like, hi, you called? And she's like coming in and she's ready to just strip off and like feel comfortable in her own skin. So I feel like some of you might even either be a virgin, or you've like had sex that wasn't great. So I just feel like your experience with sex isn't as magical as, or as great as what everybody else kind of says. And I feel like you need to stop as well thinking like comparing yourself to like other people's sex life and things like that, because your approach is a bit different, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, be more open about what you want to do, and how you want to be treated when it comes down to things like, oh, take off your clothes, and you're just like, no, don't talk to me like that. That's what you need to be more like. Be more like, no. I don't know. It's just like, I feel like your experience with sex is down to a bit of insecurity about something, or I don't know. Let me know what that is, because it's weird. Let me just actually. We have Judgment. So yes, just let me know. Is there some kind of guilt? It feels like you're guilt. You feel like you're not comfortable with a part of your body. That's what I'm really picking up here. And as well, like with the Star and the Six of Pentacles, I feel like you're really hard on yourself sometimes. Like, you don't want to ask for money, or you're really like feeling like, oh, I don't want to get with someone because I have all these hopes and dreams to do something for myself. Like, you've really good ambition. Like, you've got ambition to do something really great, but you just haven't got there yet. And you feel like people judge you because you're always the one that never has any money. So I feel like you also have like judgmental grandparents, or there's some kind of a, do you know someone that can't, I feel like, you know, there's someone old that's in a nurse, okay, this just came up. Someone old in a nursing home that's very judgmental as well. Like, they, don't know why I'm picking this up for someone. You're feeling like they need you and you don't want to disappoint them. I don't know. Anything else with the Star card? Let's see. Going to shuffle and see. I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to pick up. I feel like there's something that you should be going with the Star cards. There's something that you're passionate about, but you feel like it won't work out. for the Empress and the Star. Okay, give me another one here, please. Okay, it's kind of like what I'm basically getting from this is that you want to follow your dreams, and you sometimes feel like that's why you were sent to this reality to achieve that, and you just haven't achieved it yet. And now you're starting to have these feelings like, I want to meet someone and have kids, and yeah, that's kind of like what is being put towards you recently. I feel like it's like, oh, you need to find someone, you need to settle down, da, 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 da. And I feel like that energy is coming in because there's something you're going to get from meeting someone in a really positive way. It's going to really, really, really change your life, but it's something that has been missing for you to follow your dreams. You need to meet someone who is also maybe really inspiring in a way. And I feel like once you come to terms with everything and really work on yourself, you're gonna start attracting this. I knew there was something about this star card. It's like almost like you met someone who this really, really resonates with. You were meant to hear this reading because it's just like a wake up call to let you know that good things are coming. And I feel like you could even be, if you wanted to have kids, you could be having kids in the next year or 2 years. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up. But yes, sorry, I didn't know you couldn't see that card. But yeah, that's all I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below if it resonated, and I will see you in the future. Yeah. I'm so sorry for yawning. I will see you in the future. Goodbye.